Alright, you lot. Welcome to another episode of Hey Scotty, where common sense gets a shotgun and bullshit gets buried in a shallow grave. It's end of 2025. Industry's still setting itself on fire and wondering why it smells like burnt trust. You sent in questions, and I'm here to answer every single one with no lube, no filter, and no fucking sympathy. Let's dive head first into fanblades and see what splatters. Ferkinell asks, "Hey Scotty, I know it's been touched on before, but in gaming world, where did it all go wrong?" Right, strap in, this one's gonna sting. It didn't go wrong with DLC. It didn't start with battle passes. Those were symptoms. Real infection started bleeding out when COVID hit, and industry mistook a global fucking lockdown for a growth strategy. Gamers were stuck inside, wallets wide open, looking for a digital escape. And publishers? Oh, they saw numbers they hadn't sniffed in years. They thought it were permanent. They didn't seek temporary spike. They saw a license to extract, manipulate and abuse every last second of your attention. They started thinking they were gods. And when COVID faded and money slowed down, they didn't step back. They doubled down. That what real collapse. They cranked up SBMM. They tightened engagement algorithms. They flooded stores with cosmetics priced like rent. And when players stopped spending, they blamed players. Not broken games, not rubber banding mechanics, not liar live service that just meant we're launching it unfinished. Look at Ubisoft, still scraping rock bottom, even with 10 cents cash propping up the knees. They put out X-Defiant, gave players a taste of something raw, fun, and we had SBMM chokehold. What did Ubisoft do? Cancelled it, because it didn't spike overnight like a TikTok fart. Look at Activision, tightening their system, disbanding lobbies, micromanaging fun like it's a bloody stock market. They don't want you to have fun, they want you to engage. There's a difference. Fun's free. Engagement can be monetised. And PlayStation, still licking its wounds from Jim Ryan's live service wet dream. No real exclusives this generation, unless you count Astro Bot. Well, I bloody well do, because that game's joy in a controller shell. EA's only ones showing signs of life with Battlefield 6, and even then, I'm keeping an eye on fine print. Because we all know what they're capable of. It didn't go wrong at one moment. It went wrong slowly, then all at once. COVID was catalyst. Nuked the exports rot. Since 2019, AAA gaming's been free-falling, clawing at your wallet like a drowning man, and still publishers act confused. Cheers for question, Ferkinell. That'll hit like a boot to industry's face. Jack Left Hand 427 asks, "Hey Scotty, I've been having a blast playing Helldivers 2 and it has me wondering, should I cancel my Battlefield 6 pre-order and just be a Helldiver all the time? Admittedly, Helldivers 2 is free once you purchase game, as every ounce of additional content can be purchased with earnable in-game currency. But will I be missing out on Battlefield experience if I don't grind it day one? Please tell me my best option. Help me, Scotty One Kenobi. You're my only hope for logic." Right, first off, I'm glad you're enjoying Helldivers 2. It's a cracking game even if it's not really my thing. And now that it's hit Xbox, it's found new life. That game deserves reach. But it's me to it. Oh, should I cancel my BF6 pre-order dilemma? Let me start by saying this. I'm not here to tell anyone how to spend the money. I'll just point out how daft the decisions are after they've made pigs ear of it. Now I've got a pre-order in myself, and that's not normal. I've not done that in 2 bloody generations. But this one's a protest. It's a massive middle finger to Activision and the parasitic grip in shooter genre. I'm stepping out my comfort zone just to flip a bigger bird at bigger set of twonks. It ain't about hype, it's about war. As for missing out by not playing day one, that's a myth. A sweaty little lie made by stat chasers who need to feel superior cause their lives run by KD ratios and artificial FOMO. There's no prize for being first in line when ride's still half built and bolts are falling off. Most day one players get to be crash test dummies for a game that ain't finished. If Helldivers is giving you joy and Battlefield still feels like a gamble, cancel it. Spend that cash on something you know is solid. But if you feel like joining Chaos on launch day, if it feels like your kind of war zone, and keep it. Just don't expect mercy. Expect lag, bugs, and usual EA disclaimer about live service updates coming up later. End of day, it's your decision. Just make sure it's yours, not one spoon-fed to you by hype trailers and influencer drama. And if you make wrong choice, don't cry about it. Own it. Appreciate question, Jack. Throw a proper hand grenade into chat with that one. Pyrothefriendlyarsonist 9195 asks, "Hey Scotty, how's End of 2025 going?" Oh, it's fucking beautiful, mate. Truly. End of 2025 feels like watching a clown car pile up in slow motion while audience claps cause explosions are ray traced. Games are shinier than ever, but soulless as a bank statement. Every studio's laying off half the staff, blaming marketing shifts while announcing the next $80 deluxe edition, which still don't come with full game, by the way, just a title screen and an apology roadmap. Brilliant. We've got next-gen AI now, which just means every character talks like a customer service chatbot and every quest is written by a machine that never felt pain. Oh, but it's efficient, it's scalable, it's soulless garbage sold as innovation. And gamers eat it up, cause hey, looks good on OLED. Want to play offline? Tough. Want your own game? Not unless you've got a blockchain wallet and patience are a saint. And if you're not subscribed to 3 different battle passes, your character looks like he crawled out of a discount bin. Meanwhile, studios are still announcing games with no gameplay. Just trailers, mood lighting, and some narrator whispering about fate. It's all drama and zero game. They're not selling your experiences, they're selling your potential for full price, in advance. But yeah, apart from all that, it's fine. Really. Just keep clapping while flaming wreckage rolls past. Top tier question, Pyro. You opened a proper vent line with that one. Pyrothefriendlyarsonist 9195 now asks, "Hey Scotty, what's your thoughts on IGN?" IGN. Gaming industry's answer to soggy toast. Not offensive enough to throw away, but so bland it might as well not exist. They've somehow managed to be everywhere and completely useless at the same time. Let's call it what it is. IGN ain't journalism. It's marketing with a smiley face. They don't review games, they announce them, unbox them, preview them, rate them based on trailer moisture levels, and then give everything an 8 unless it's mugged and nan. The reviews read like PR templates. Word immersive gets flung around more than a ragdoll in a physics engine, and if you see a 9.5 score, you better believe there were a sponsored lunch involved. They'll slap a 9 on a toilet if it's got ray tracing and a cross-promotion with Doritos. It's not people I've got beef with, it's system, access media, hands-off previews, review events in hotel rooms with devs breathing down the necks. You can't speak truth if you're being babysat by a brand manager and handed a "do not mention bugs" checklist. And don't get me started on the video content. It's like watching AI avatars read tweets. Passionless, neutered, designed to be background noise for people folding laundry. They exist to keep publishers comfortable and viewers sedated. That's not media, that's fucking sedative with a YouTube channel. Appreciate Firestarter, Pyro. That needed roasting. Fixer2616 asks, "Did you see Wolverine game?" Yeah, I saw it. And I'll be honest, trailer made me sit up straight. Finally, Wolverine's not just a cameo or a crossover. He's front and centre, slashing through goons and looking like a proper beast. That's how you tease a game. Show just enough blood and grit to get people frothing. But then, it's Insomniac, which means open world. And right there, my heart sinks. Because I've seen this before, every fucking time. Trailers fire, tone's tight, action looks solid, and then you realise it's all been built on the same open world skeleton we've been flogged since PS4 era. Maps cluttered with icons, side quests written by interns, outposts to clear with zero variety, and a story that gets drowned in crafting systems. Open world isn't a feature anymore. It's a red flag in disguise. It means game will either be padded to hell, or worse, structurally designed to waste your time while pretending to offer freedom. And yeah, it's Insomniac, same crew who did Spider-Man, but that's the thing. Spider-Man works in an open world cause traversal is half at fun. You're not swinging across rooftops with Logan. You're stomping, you're slashing, you're getting funneled into encounters. That open world ain't built for Wolverine, it's just another skin on a system we've already bled dry. I want it to be good, I hope it's good, but I'm not falling for marketing stroke session. I've seen too many flashy trailers turn into all the playgrounds full of busy work. But if they pull it off, I'll be first to raise a pint. But until then, I'm watching with one eyebrow raised and my pre-order wallet locked. Appreciate question, Fixer. That one's got claws of its own. Ages444 asks, what makes COD creators hooked on COD, despite franchise currently being a dumpster fire? Right, let's get one thing straight. They're not hooked on Call of Duty. They're hooked on COD content. There's a difference. Game could be burning, stuttering, lagging, full of cheaters and anti-fun mechanics, and they'd still be on it like seagulls on a chip. But there's 2 types here, let's be fair. First, you've got autopsy crew, ones like Foley. They dip in, not for clout or comfort, but to check corpse for new bruises. They play just enough to see what's broken, call it out, then fuck off to something more fun so the brain don't rot. Respect, that's actual value. Then there's marketing mules, one screaming SBMM with one breath and showing off $3,000 operator bundles next. Like Nedshop, man's ranting about lag, cheaters, dev silence, then turns around and brags about how much he's spent. It's not outrage, it's theatre. It's same influencer dance. Pretend you're mad, stroke engagement, cash in. These creators don't leave cause COD feeds them. Game's broken, yeah, but content loop ain't. Rage gets views, opinions get clipped, balance tweaks spark drama. COD is a content casino, and every match is another spin at algorithm slot machine. Win or lose, they get paid. Leaving means numbers drop, sponsors go quiet, audience wanders. So they stay, not out of love, out of fear. And they call it loyalty. Mate, that's not loyalty. That's a gilded cage with packet loss. Appreciate question, Aegis. You dragged that and straight into daylight. Aegis also asks, how do you feel about live action games, or FMV I think they're called? Dead Reset, Not For Broadcast, etc. Both are good games, but Not For Broadcast is one of the funniest games I've played in McGaming library. So I was interested in your opinion about it. Right, FMVs, full motion video games, weird little gremlins at gaming scene, they're like Marmite with a camera crew. You either love them, or wonder what hell you just sat through. I've played a bit of it. Yeah, played some Command & Conquer back in day, when FMV meant a bloke in a fake uniform shouting at you between missions. Cheesy, clunky, but unforgettable. More recently I played Bunker, which were a proper horror gem. Gripping, grim, claustrophobic. Exactly the kind of thing FMV can nail when it's done right. Now I've not dived deep into newer stuff, I haven't played Not For Broadcast yet, but based on what you've said, funny, biting, twisted, might be right up my alley. Especially with state of media these days. Alt that lets me flick switches and cause chaos in a control room sounds like a night well spent. FMVs aren't me go-to, but I respect them. The niche, yeah, but clearly there's demand, or we won't keep seeing more. Danger is when devs treat FMV like a gimmick instead of a tool. If story's weak or acting's naff, falls apart fast. But when it hits different. So no, I'm not queuing up for every new one, but if picture's strong, tone's dark, or satire's sharp, I'll give it a shot. Hell, you've sold me on Not For Broadcast now. I'll add it to the pile and see if it can make me laugh louder than a scream. Appreciate rec ages. Always good to get something weird and wonderful thrown my way. Right, that's your lot. We've covered burnouts, binfires, bold-faced lies, and a few actual gems buried under industry's steaming pile. If you made it this far, you're either stubborn or slightly broken, which means you'll fit right in around here. So join Discord, follow on X, links are in the description. Consider a channel membership if your wallet can handle trauma. Smash like it, subscribe, drop your comments and questions below, especially ones that'll start arguments. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.